Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Julie here if you're new, and if you're an oldie, thank you so much for coming back. I'm going to be doing sit-down videos on interior design, interior tips, things like that. I hope you guys enjoy those videos, and if you do, give it a thumbs up so I can know, and comment down below of what you would want me to talk about. So today I'm going to be talking about color. Color. Let's start with knowing the color wheel. If you know your colors, it's very easy for you to choose your color palette. So today I'm helping you choose your color palette, what will work for you in your home. So first, let's talk about the wheel. The color wheel has two sides. Let's say it has two divisions. On the color wheel, there are warm colors and there are cool colors. So on the warm colors, we have yellow, we have orange, we have red. And on the cool side, we have blues, purples, and greens. Do we know that now? Yeah, we do. Now let's talk about the other thing, how we're still talking about the colors. So in colors, there are three words they usually use: tints, shades, and tones. Let me explain the tints first. So the tint are all adding a white color to any of the primary colors on the wheel. If you add white onto a color, that is a tint. And if you add gray into a color, that's a tone. Tones, right? And shade is when you add black. So you have the colors already on the wheel, but the colors you're adding in make those three words I'm talking about. If you're adding, you have red already, right? So you're adding white into the color, meaning you get peach or pink. So that's a tint. And if you're adding gray, it's a tone. And if you're adding black, that's a shade. Now, there are so many options on how you can work with your colors, but today I'm only going to talk about three. I'm talking about three different color palettes today. So the first one is analogous. Analogous is when you get 2 to 3 colors that are sitting next to each other. So you're using all the tints, tones, and shades that are in those 2 or 3 colors that you decide to go with. Let's say you decide to make a blue, to use blue or blue-green and green as your color scheme. But remember, you're using all the colors that are in that small pie. The pie is the small thing that comes. Let's say the color wheel is round, right? So it's cut into pies. So it's when you use all the three. When you use 2 of those, let's say you get blue and blue-green and green. So you're going to use all the colors that are in the pie of blue, and all the colors that are in the pie of blue-green, and all the colors that are in the pie of green. So you're going to mix up those colors. You're having 2 or 3 options, colors that are seated near each other. That's the color scheme you're going for. So you use blues. So let me give you an example of what the color scheme looks like. You're using 2 to 3 colors that are seated next to each other, but remember, you're incorporating all the tones and tints and shades that are in that in those colors. Let me give you some examples. The second one, let's talk about the monochromatic palette. I'm sure most of you have seen that before. So the monochromatic palette is when you use one pie from the color wheel. You use all the tints and shades that are in that pie. So let's say you decide to go with red. So you're using all the colors that are in that red. You'll use red, you'll use pink, you'll use peach, all the colors that are in that pie that you've chosen to go with, that's a monochromatic palette. You use the colors, all the colors that are in that pie. Let me give you an example of the monochromatic look. They look very nice, executive, and they have a good feel, the monochromatic looks. So let's see some of the examples. Third one is the complementary colors. This is very fun to play with if you decide to go for that. So this is when you use two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. You're using two colors that are opposite each other, totally different colors on the color wheel that are opposite each other. Let's say you decide to use yellow and purple, they're opposite each other. So you'll use all the colors that are in that pie of yellow, and you'll use all the colors that are in the purple pie, all the tints, tones, all that. And then if maybe you decide to use orange and blue, so you're using all the blues that are in that pie and all the oranges that are in that pie. Or you decide to use red and green, you're incorporating all those three things I talked about, the tones, tints, and shades of all those pies. So yeah guys, that's it. I hope you guys learned something, or you're learning something. Yeah, and our colors and know how to choose different color palettes. Let's talk about one last thing, that is rhythm. Yeah, rhythm, like the music version, but rhythm. So this is repeating different shapes, color, texture in a space. Yeah, so you've got your colors, you know how to work with your colors. Now if you keep repeating your colors in a space, it brings everything all together. Let's say you've painted white, a white paint, but with a gray undertone. There are different types of whites as well, I'll talk about that some other time, but you've chosen a white that has a gray undertone. Yeah, that is not an obvious thing, but if you know the colors, you notice. So if the white has a gray undertone in it, you can use a gray rag to try to pull out the white, the gray in the color. Or let's say you make it obvious, like you have a pink cushion and put a pink rag, or put a pink throw blanket, or if you have a yellow cushion and have an art piece that has yellow in it, repeating the colors in the space. Yeah, repeating the same colors in the space, but what making them work together. You may decide to use pink but different shades of pink, or blue but different shades of blue, as long as you're repeating the colors in the same space. Guys, hope you have learned something, one or two things in this video about color palettes, and hope you try to use the knowledge I've given you. And if you have any question, please leave it for me in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer you. And I'll see you guys in my next video.